Hey guys, what's up? Panda face. This is my birthday blanket. My mom just gave it to me today, and I love pandas, so the panda's gonna do the video with me. We're gonna talk about Estonia again. Estonia part 2. We were there for 5 days, so of course I already told you in the last video. I gotta split it up. It's just too much stuff. So anyway, I think last time I left off, we had just been to Viljandi, where there are like castle ruins and stuff. So that was super cool. And the whole time we were kind of staying up later and later, just because I think I already mentioned the sun doesn't go down for a really long time. I mean, it's pretty far north, so especially in the summertime, there's quite a few hours of daylight. There's very few hours of darkness, especially if you're there around the summer solstice in June. The sun barely goes down. So it's kind of weird, and it makes you stay up really, really late. And get up kind of early. It's a little bit weird for those of you who've never experienced that. So we were sleeping in pretty late, and the day after Viljandi, we went to this like open air pioneer museum, which Dodger and I talked about in the last video, and it was really cool. It wasn't like pioneer museum, but I call it that because it's kind of like the equivalent of like when we would have a pioneer museum here in the States. Like, oh, this is how the settlers used to live. It's how Estonians used to live like a really long time ago, with all these like thatched roofs and on the houses, and I don't know, just windmills and all sorts of stuff. Of course there'll be pictures. There's lots of pictures. We had a really good time just kind of wandering around looking at everything. And my favorite part of the open air museum was the swing. Now, I don't remember if I talked about the swings in the video that I did with Dodger, but Estonians have these swings. I love them so much. I experienced them for the first time in '99. I was just so excited to go back and swing on these swings. I know it sounds dumb, but I really like the swings. And these swings are, and I've already I put a picture in the last video. Maybe you didn't realize what it was when you were looking at it, but it's like a triangular like pendulum type swing, and there will be like the base of it's a square, right? And then there'll be boards going across this way, and then the triangle part and like something to hang on to here. And the one that you've already seen a picture of was huge. It's one that you can fit like 20 people on, and you kind of need 20 people to get it moving. But there were not that many of us, and so we couldn't really get that really big one moving. So I was like, it was the swing, but it wasn't that fun. Well, at the open air museum, yay, they had a smaller one. Oh, it was so much fun. I could have stayed on that thing for hours. It was fan-freaking-tastic. It was so much fun. And of course there's a picture of that too, because, hello, I think there's even a picture of me like running for the swing, so I was so excited once I spotted it. But that place was just really cool. We love spending time outside, and it was beautiful weather. It had been getting a little bit chilly for us compared to where we had been. It was like probably like 70 degrees the whole time, and I know that's not cold, but we had just, the beginning of the trip, we were in like sometimes triple digit weather and really, really humid, and it was not humid in Estonia. So I remember us starting to get a little bit cold. So after the open air museum, our friend needed to run some errands and things, and so she dropped us off in Old Town just to let us wander around, and that was totally fine. And she said, okay, when you're ready to be picked up, or whatever, we need to reconnect, give me a call, go into the shopping center here and buy a phone card, and you can call me. And she gave us her cell phone number, and we were like, okay, that's great. The only problem with that was later on, after we'd done all our shopping, we went to a restaurant, we went and looked for souvenirs, we looked for patches to sew on our bags, because that was the thing we were buying for ourselves the whole time. We tried to do what she said, but we didn't really understand. Like, I don't know, I probably would be fine now, but then I was like, I don't get it. And so we didn't know exactly where to go to get the phone card. And then we were like, okay, how many minutes? Like, we didn't understand the whole process. It was just totally confusing. And so what we ended up doing was we asked some random person that was sitting in like a food court area if we could use their cell phone. And they said yes. That's how nice Estonians are. They're like, sure, strangers, here's my cell phone. And so we called our friend from a complete stranger's cell phone and then gave it back to him really awkwardly, like, thanks, man. So it was interesting. Oh, and by the way, I'm feeling much better. Sorry for the little cough. I've just got a little bit of coughing left. So that was slightly awkward, but you know, it was a little interesting moment for us. After that, later that night was the night we were going to hang out with Hirvo. I don't know if you remember me talking about my friend Hirvo. So my friend, who's our friend. So we met up with Hirvo after dinner, and we had told him we ate dinner, but he didn't seem to care. And so he took us to Old Hansa, which is a restaurant in like the old town square that you pretty much need reservations or you don't get in unless you're Hirvo, and Hirvo can get you in anywhere. Hirvo is kind of a big deal. Let me tell you a little bit about Hirvo. He is a pretty well-known choral conductor in Estonia, and he has been a member of parliament over there, and he just knows a whole lot of people. He's Hirvo, as he says, I am Hirvo. And so when you're with Hirvo, you can go to Old Hansa, and you show up, and they say, oh, Hirvo, right this way. And we totally get like a really sweet table in the VIP room, or, you know, special private party room, and get to stay there as long as we want. So it was really pretty cool. Like, yeah, we know Hirvo. He's getting us in places. So we sat, we ate food even though we weren't hungry, because Hirvo just bought us a bunch of food, and he bought us drinks. He paid for everything. And then he drove us around, you know, at night just in his car and pointed out things to us like, oh, this is where the president lives and blah, blah, blah. And he asked us if we wanted to do anything. And we're like, dude, we don't know. You know, you show us around. So he took us to Lalu Valjak, which is the name of the song festival grounds where they have Lalupidu, which is a song festival that happens once every 5 years. So Jared and I had, of course, been to Lalu Valjak before because we performed in Lalupidu in '99. So we were really excited we were excited the whole time, but this time we were excited to show our siblings, like, dude, this is where we performed, because this place is amazing. I don't have any pictures of that to show you right now because it was nighttime, it was really dark, but I am going to vlog about my '99 trip, so you will get to see pictures of Lalu Valjak empty and filled with people, like 35,000 people in a choir. It's pretty crazy. So anyway, but that night we just went, and it was of course empty, and we went and just hung out on the grounds. It's like a big giant amphitheater, you know. It was just really peaceful. It was a really cool night. We stayed up pretty late because that was the theme, and then after that, you know, Hirvo took us back, and we stayed the night. I think it was of course we stayed the night, sorry, spacing out. I think it was the next day that we left, that we were actually flying out. Oh no, it wasn't, I'm sorry. Our last full day we just kind of hung around the house for the most part, and we uploaded photos on the computer and sent things home to our family, and, you know, just like kind of sat in front of the computer for a really long time, because when you're in hostels you don't get to do that. There's people like waiting, like, dude, I want to use the computer, or there's a time limit, you know, it's going to kick you off the internet. So we had no time limit at our friend's house, so we did all the things we needed to do online, you know, emailed our families, like really long emails, whatever, and just kind of chilled out. It was really nice. And so the next day, day number 5 or 6 day, I don't remember, was time for us to go. So our flight wasn't until 1 in the afternoon, but our friend did have to go back to work, and she starts work at like 8:30 in the morning, and so she didn't have time to like take us to the airport and then go to her work, but her work was really close to the airport, so we had to walk from her work to the airport, and I almost got run over by a car. So there was 2 times on this trip that I almost got run over by a vehicle. Once in Italy. Dodger saved me both times. This time I was walking across, and this one was my fault. It wasn't because they were crazy drivers, but there was like a big delivery truck or something, and I'm walking across the crosswalk, and there was a car right behind it that almost ran me over. Grabbed my backpack, pulled me back. It was pretty scary, but really we just hung out in the airport for a really long time and wrote in our journals and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I think this is probably one of my shortest videos yet, but really that was pretty much the end of our trip to Estonia. We just got to reflect on our time by sitting in the Estonian airport for hours, but we had a really good time. It was so restful. Not that we didn't get any rest on, you know, this whole trip that we were on, but like I said before, it's so nice to stay with a friend It's so much more relaxing, and is be in someone's house rather than like a public place you have to pay for. It was just, more relaxed attitude, and, be with in really familiar surroundings. And this was the part of the trip where we were kind of being the tour guides rather than the tourist, because we had been there before, so we were showing our siblings around. And it was just really, really nice, and I was really sad to leave, because it's always hard to leave a place that you really enjoy and you really feel close to. And I can't wait to go back to Estonia. It'd be really great. And then Hirvo can get us into some more cool places. And if you guys ever go to Estonia, just try to see all the beautiful things that they have there. And maybe try to go when they actually have Laulupidu and experience that song festival. It's pretty cool. I think the next one is not until 2014. So you got some time to save some money and go to Estonia. But anyway, I think that's it for this one, and I will talk to you guys next time.